Hi there, this is Desiree Fleck with FleckFarm Patterns, and today I'm going to teach you how to do the knit stitch. Our last lesson was about casting on. We cast on 10 stitches with our bulky yarn. So now we are going to turn this around, we're right-handed, and we're going to start working the knit stitches going this way. Alright, so to hold the knitting, we're going to, I just hold the whole hook with this hand and then have my finger help keep these from sliding off. They don't really like slide off crazy or anything, it's just I like it there for the control. Then in our right hand we will have the other knitting needle, because you have two. Alright, so what we're going to do first is we're going to put our first loop. You can see we've got a little opening here that I'm making from our, this is the yarn going to the ball of yarn, which you can see here. And then this down here is the one that we used for the cast on. So I'm just going to hold that with one hand, one finger back here, just to keep it out of our way for now. You can work with it out, but it's just a little bothersome to me. I like having it back. So I'm going to go ahead and put it right here. Get the camera to focus. Perfect. Alright, so we're going to put our second knitting needle from front to back in the hole. This yarn is going to loop around this one. So we're going to loop around like that. And then we're going to use this needle as we're going to pull it so you can see the yarn now coming out of this little hole. And we're going to pull the yarn out like that. Perfect! We just made a knit stitch, but we're going to go ahead and slide this one off of the end. So we're going to slide off the end. Now we have one, this is our first cast on stitch. This is our first stitch of row 1, and we're going to do it again. So we're going to put our needle going in from front to back, still using this yarn, loop around, get that way, loop around, pull. You can see how that's coming out this side. Whoop. Perfect. Slide this one off the end. Alright, we have 2 stitches on this side so far, and we're going to keep going. If you have a problem with this needle slipping out, you can, don't panic, just put it in again if you can. If you can't, you just take out the ones that fell in, redo those for this early in the project. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do the next stitch, stitch 3. Get in, looping around, pulling through. There we go, stitch 3. And you can start to see the little bumps for the stitches of our first row are coming out. And 4. In from front to back. I've seen some people do like this where they'll have their yarn and go like this. That is perfectly fine too. Whatever you feel most comfortable with. And as you're learning, you'll be probably trying some different methods that feel most comfortable to you. And then as you practice, you'll know, okay, well this works best for me. So we're gonna, whatever works best for you right now to make your stitches, you can do that. Perfect. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 left. Following along, making a loop. And I usually pull this as it's going through so it doesn't lose tension. And also, you want to make sure not to pull like super tight, because then you won't be able to get the needle in. Perfect. And you can tell that these needles are really nice because they're very smooth and they don't make much of a sound, except for like when you're doing that, you can hear it. But they don't make much of a sound. I'm gonna pull some of my metal needles for the next row, just so you can hear the difference. Here's that last one. And then that's the last stitch off of that needle, and that needle's empty now. And you can look, you have your first row. Yes. You can see the little bumps where the stitches are looped around the bottom. And you can go back to the first row and see, here's your cast on stitches. Here, that's your cast on row, and then this is your first row. So now, see what I did there? I just automatically flipped it. Flip. And you'll just start the same exact thing going this way. Now I'm gonna take a I'm gonna pause and grab some of my metal knitting needles, just so you can see the difference here. Alright, so I've got some metal ones here. And I'm going to just slipping these stitches from one needle over to the other one. I'm not doing the stitches, I'm just slipping them over. And I'll slip them back. Whoa. Do not try this at home. Actually, you can't try this at home. Alright, so the next row I'm going to do with the metal needles. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to put needle in front to back. Right. You can... It's not too pronounced right now because I'm stitching really slowly. If you get going fast, it's like the quintessential like knitter. Alright, we're going front to back, loop, front to back, loop, front to back, loop. And your second row is done. Perfect. Alright, I'm gonna go back to the bamboo needles just because I like them so much more. My metal needles, the ones that I was using anyway, were also a slight size smaller than what I was working with. These are bamboo needles are 10.5 and these ones were 8, so quite a bit. I like these better. Alright, so now, sorry for that detour. Okay, so now we're gonna do our second row. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I just switched those over, so I gotta put these ones back over here. Sometimes you make a decision and you think, should I do that again? You go, no, don't do that again. But that's okay. Alright, so now Now our yarn ball end, this end, is coming off the top again, right at the front. All right, let's go ahead and go across. Yarn in, needle in, loop around, pull through. And this is what the whole head warmer is made of. You can see there's that little bloop of yarn right here. I'm not sure. There we go. I'm not sure what caused that. Probably just me messing around, but we'll go ahead and loop around, pull through, loop around, pull through, loop around, pull through, loop around, through. Perfect. Last one. And you just want to check and make sure that you still have 10 stitches on your needles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Look, you're starting to get some fabric. Woo! And you can see, you can count the stitches. Where there's a little V, that's 1 stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And unlike in crochet, there's no turning chains. So you just keep going back and forth. We're just going to turn that here. And then we're going to go back across. Every 2 rows you'll get this row of bumps. And this is called a garter stitch. When you have, you're just doing knit this way, you turn it, do knit the other way, and that makes a garter stitch, which will make this lovely, a very stretchy, nice fabric. It's very cushy and squishy and lovely. It's just so nice. And it's good to show off the qualities of a yarn. Like if you have a really colorful yarn and you don't want to do too much with it, but you want to make something simple that just highlights the beautiful colors of the yarn, this is a great stitch to do that. And this pattern would be a great pattern to do that with. So if you do find a great yarn that you like, that's a bulky one, you can feel free to use this pattern for that color as well to make a head warmer, and it'll come out, it'll be great. Alright, so we're going to continue to work this up and down, back and forth until you get it to about 6 inches, and then we'll check in. Thank you, see you in a bit.